Here's how to play The Wonder of You. We're going for the Elvis version in this one again. And we're again in the key of G major. So these are beginner-friendly chords, standard tuning, and no capo. So this is one that everyone should learn because it's an absolute standard. This is a classic in that it's classic songwriting, and there's a lot to learn from this one that will help you in other songs. And it's actually just one short progression repeated for the entire songs. In this first verse and chorus, it's just a loop of this for the rest of the song. So let's have a look at this. We start off with a G major chord, and then we have E minor, A minor, and D7. And we're going to be looking at sevenths a bit more in depth a little later, but it's just twice round that chord progression. But if we just play those chords one at a time and loop them twice, it would sound a little bit like this from the G major chord. 2, 3, 4. When no one else can understand me. Oh, 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 oh. A minor, when everything I do is wrong. G major. Just repeats again. You give me hope and consolation. A minor. You give me strength to carry on. And just to give you a brief run through the rest of this line, because it's just 2 more lines really. And you're always there to lend a hand in everything I do. That's the wonder of you. Alright, so those 7th chords are just the normal major chord but with an extra note added, and that extra note adds a bit of tension. It gives it tension and then this release when we go back to that G chord, or what we call the 1 chord because it's in the key of G. Very handy to know about, but also if you're not comfortable with those 7th chords, just play the normal major chord, and in fact it goes between them on this chord sheet that I've followed, that I'll link to in the description and on my website as well. D7, D major, it does sometimes do one and sometimes do the other. You can always just click simplify, gets rid of all those 7th chords as soon as we do that, okay? So I'm going to unclick simplify now and go for this one because I want you to do those 7th chords. They're there for a reason. They give music tension. Without tension and release, they're literally, music is so boring. Music is boring without tension and release. It's really fundamental to it. So D7 and D major, we're just adding an extra note out of the chord there, and it's the 7th note. So from the top of that song, play along with me just on the beat this time. So from that G major, if you need it 1 strum per chord again, you can always rewind back to that section and join in with me there. But we're going to go on the beat for now. So 2, 3, 4, nice and slow. G. When no one else can understand me. E minor. 2, 3, 4. A minor to D7. And let's do the same as that again. You give me hope and consolation. A minor. You give me strength to carry on. Okay, let me demystify this next bit for you. So we have the G major, G7. As soon as we've done G to G7, standard songwriting technique, you're going to go to C. Because it kind of resolves, right? And then C, D7, E major, and then that B7 is just quick. That B7 isn't actually needed. In fact, if I click simplify, it says it's a B, but if you didn't want to do the B7E bit, because it's a bit quick, just don't do that bit. Just stay on E. But I'll demo this because it's kind of cool. A minor after that, and then D major. And let's just get to that part. So, and you're always there, which I would count as the chorus, really. 3, 4, G major, always there. G7, to lend a hand in everything I do. That's the wonder, D major, the wonder of you. At the end of that chorus, on the chord sheet, it's written G, B minor, C, D. In this case, let's swap the B minor for an E minor. 2, 3, 4, C to a D. Sound totally fine. So, for example, that's the wonder major. The wonder of 1, 2, 3, 4, C and a D. And then the whole song is the same then, verse 2, exactly the same as verse 1, chords wise. Let's have a play through it together. From G major, 1, 2, 3, 4, G major, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, A minor. Touch my hand and I am king. Oh, your kiss to me is worth a fortune. A minor. Your love for me is everything. G major, here we go, 7th bar. And I'll never know the reason why you love me as you do. That's the wonder, D major. The wonder of 2 beats of each chord, G major, E minor, C and a D, and it's the same chord progression of G. 2, 3, 4, E minor. Oh, 2, 3, 4, D7. And that ending again. I guess I'll never know the reason why you love me as you do. That's the wonder of you. That's how to play The Wonder of You. Check out these other Elvis songs that I recommend for you if you liked this one. And you'll find more help with 7th chords at level 7 of my beginner's course at andyguitar.co.uk and on the Andy Guitar app.